Black Mirror is still one of the best sci-fi series of our time. Considering that we are moving by leaps and bounds into a world that cannot be imagined, I wonder which of its pilots have already become or will soon become reality. Watch the first part of the technology breakdown from Black Mirror. Here we go. One of the best and simultaneously creepy episodes of Season 4 was Archangel, a technical thriller about parenting and parental paranoia. When a little girl disappears briefly into the playground, her mother decides to implant her with a chip that allows her to see and hear the same things as her daughter through a special app. It also gives the mother access to the girl's biometric data and allows real-time editing of images and sounds around the child that seem inappropriate to the mother. Brain implants are being developed by probably a dozen companies today, but the best known of these are Elon Musk's Neuralink, which we covered in detail in the issue at the link in the tip, and Synchron, which just recently received permission to test its technology on humans. The Stentrode chip, smaller than a matchstick, will allow paralyzed patients to control electronic devices by guiding cursors and activating other controls within their minds. A thin wire will connect the implant to another located in the chest, and an integrated transmitter will broadcast the signal outside the body to a computer near the patient. Recently, Korean scientists announced the development of a brain implant that allows control of the brain via a smartphone. The tiny device, made of biocompatible materials, is equipped with an antenna to collect electromagnetic radiation, which is converted into electrical energy, allowing it to be charged wirelessly. The implant also has an energy-efficient Bluetooth chip and 2 micron-sized LED light sources on the thinnest probes. The LEDs are injected into a given area of the brain and flashed to make the right neurons respond to commands from the smartphone. It is assumed that the device will be able to block, for example, the development of neurodegenerative diseases. China has also unveiled its first wireless brain-computer interface, which allows the transfer of data between chips and nerve cells. It is reported to be cheaper than its foreign counterparts, designed only for animals, and will hit the market as early as September this year. But it is not only possible to monitor humans with a neural interface. For example, Alphabet, the parent company of Google, is working on computers that can be worn like contact lenses. With them, it will surely be possible to see and hear the same things as the wearer, as well as to transmit augmented reality images into his field of vision. We also already have wearable devices that track vital signs, and apps that allow us to track a child's location, listen to their surroundings, and see their smartphone screen. All that's left to do is combine it all into one gadget. A futuristic development of the idea of a neural interface was the Crocodile series, in which the system can connect anyone to a machine to see their subjective memories of any moment from the past, stored on the hard drive that is our brain. How feasible is this? Let us know down in the comments. The Pentagon is already working on memory recovery technology for people with neurodegenerative disease and brain injuries, but they're supposed to help people remember their memories, not broadcast them to a TV screen. A working prototype of the Black Mirror device is probably decades away, if it ever appears at all. However, there are several wearable devices today that allow us to record snippets of our own lives. For example, Snap incorporated glasses, which can record 10 seconds of video, or Samsung contact lenses, which can take a photo every time you blink. The technology giant patented them back in 2016, but since then there has been no news about them. But in 2019, Samsung received a patent for augmented reality contact lenses. According to the idea of the inventors, the lens can contain a display, a camera, a capacitor as a power source, a motion sensor, control units, and communication with an external device. An external device, such as a smartphone, could include a program that interacts with the contact lenses. Theoretically, such a device could in the future both record information to an external source and censor what the user sees by changing the desired areas. However, the same Elon Musk and other developers and futurists believe that sooner or later we'll be able to download our consciousness into the computer, and then the machine will receive not only our memories, but also our way of thinking, and perhaps the will. Such a plot is realized in Season 5 of Black Mirror in the episode Rachel, Jack, and Ashley 2, where a robot doll with a loaded consciousness of a pop star, exploited by her own aunt, saves her human prototype by enlisting the support of other humans. Except that the doll first wants to kill the singer, who has fallen into a coma, claiming that this is a choice the pop star herself would have made. An even more frightening perspective on the use of loaded mind is shown in episode 6 of season 4, The Black Museum. One episode of the series shows the fate of a human consciousness trapped in the body of a teddy bear with a limited choice of voice commands. And in the second, the consciousness of an executed prisoner is preserved for the entertainment of tourists who may execute him again day after day. The prospects are terrifying, aren't they? But how realistic is such technology? As of today, scientists don't even have an exact answer as to what consciousness is and how it works. Can it be transferred to a computer? So far, such technologies are not even in the pipeline, but there are attempts to create a digital copy of a human being. In a heartbreaking episode of the second season of Be Right Back, a woman replaces her dead boyfriend with a synthetic counterpart using his online history, social media, photos, and videos. At first, she just chats with him online. They talk on the phone, and finally, the real version lives with her and helps her raise her daughter. But as always on the series, nothing good comes of it. However, this is the first technology that can almost be realized. Technology for creating humanoid robots has advanced quite a bit. Not only Hiroshi Ishiguro, but also Hanson Robotics and Promobot are creating them. On the other hand, Microsoft not so long ago patented a technology for creating digital copies of people, including the dead, using samples of their voice, photos, videos, and communication style in social networks. All the information goes into the system with elements of artificial intelligence and helps to copy his manner of communication. Microsoft already has programs that can communicate with people. For example, the chatbot Xiaoice, which imitates a 17-year-old girl. The bot can send emojis, express sympathy, and ask questions. The program also remembers the context of the conversation. Last year, a mother in South Korea was able to see her dead daughter again. Developers created a digital replica of the girl, which her mother was able to communicate with by wearing a VR helmet and tactile gloves. The engineers used real photos and videos of the girl, as well as a recording of her voice, to reproduce them in virtual reality. They also had help from a little actress who gave the VR model her movements. And the other day, Nvidia replaced the CEO at its presentation with a digital replica and no one noticed. The copy appeared for only 14 seconds of the CEO's speech. Nvidia said about it in its blog after the presentation, without revealing at what point the substitution took place. So, the company has demonstrated the potential of its platform Omniverse. To create a clone, specialists had to scan Jensen's body, as well as teach the neural network to copy his gestures and facial expressions. Bong himself voiced his 3D copy. So, in general, creating digital copies of people is not a problem. They can even imitate human communication, but unfortunately cannot possess his consciousness. However, even such a copy can be enough for identity theft by hackers. So the technology we told you about in the first episode of the Black Mirror trilogy is not as scary as the cybersecurity problems it raises. But we'll talk about that in another episode. Did you like the issue with Black Mirror technology breakdowns? Like it and let us know down in the comments. Would you like to see the next episode of this series? Which episode did you like?